Hey guys, today I want to talk about why she doesn't respect you. A lot of times us guys are hardwired to have quick results in anything in life, right? We think it's just the one quick thing we can do to get the quick result because we want the outcome. We want that desired outcome. We're wired that way. But a lot of times a woman will lose respect for you over time, meaning it's a slow fade. And the problem with this slow fade, it can be a slow fade to gain the respect back. Now, most of the times, a lack of respect comes from you not setting boundaries. And it can be anything from something as simple as something in the house to what you don't like to do, going out somewhere you don't like to be. It could be anything that she did that bothered you that you didn't set a boundary with. And a lot of times when you let these things slide over time and then finally you put the brakes on and say, hey, I'm not happy here. A lot of times she doesn't respect that because you never had the balls to portray that dominance from the get-go. So the first way to really solve this is to just never let things slide from the get-go. Now, if you're like most people, we're not perfect, okay? So you can turn things around, but you have to slowly introduce those boundaries, and you can't back down because you're afraid of losing her. So if she has, let's say, a lot of male friends, you can't just run in there and say, cut everybody out. You have to have a discussion with her and tell her, you've been thinking about things and the things that I value in this relationship, and you let her know how much you value her. And there's a way to come across in a very calm, cool, collect way that she could have the opportunity to get rid of those male friends, okay? And that is just one example, but there's so many other examples, such as the way she talks to you. She could be demeaning, and you need to put your foot down and start implementing boundaries, okay? And like I said, you can't be afraid of losing her in this process. But ultimately, guys, you should find a woman that respects you from the get-go. One that isn't gonna constantly push your boundaries all the time. One that isn't gonna ultimately have male friends from the get-go, because you're kind of wanting an outcome from a person that person doesn't have the capacity to even give you, right? So there are some women out there that will have a multitude of male friends that will always be the one to flirt with other guys. But there's some women out there that aren't like that at all. And so really the best scenario is to find one that isn't always gonna have to push your boundaries. But if you really love this girl and you're with her, I understand. And it is possible to get the respect back, but it's gonna take a lot of work. And like I said, guys, it's gonna take a lot of patience and a lot of hard work to get that respect back. But where your mind goes is where your life goes. And if you're thinking to yourself, I wanna gain the respect back in this relationship, it's time like I act like a respectable man. And it's just that desire to be respected, that's the first step. The next step is to just simply look through your life and ask yourself, is she crossing my boundaries? Is this bothering me? Is this a reasonable? Now, notice I say reasonable. Is this a reasonable expectation in a healthy relationship? We're not talking about making crazy demands here, okay? We're not saying cut all of your friends out. We're not saying, bow down and worship me over everything we do. No, it's about reasonable male respect, okay? And a lot of women struggle with this because they're not taught how to respect a man. Society has made it where men are the stupid clowns. These TV shows, the men are the baffling, stupid fools in these shows. The woman in the show is the smart, wise one, right? But we never see it where the man is just respected, he's honored. You rarely see that anymore, okay? So it's no surprise why society is like this today. So going forward, guys, if you want to get respect back from your woman, and the number one reason she doesn't respect you is because of the boundaries, the lack of boundaries, the lack of you willing to put your foot down and say, no, I don't like this, okay? I don't like the way I'm treated right now. I love you, but I do not like the way I'm being treated right now. And this isn't going to work for me.